Hello, all. Welcome to AMAS training and welcome to our new episode. Our today's episode focuses around the preparation for NDA exam. We'll be talking to some students and gaining their insights on how they have prepared and appeared for this paper. We'll be talking around some myths around NDA exams. And thirdly, we'll be talking to the man himself, Dr. Colonel Mohinder Pal Singh, and we'll ask him about his views, tips on how to appear for these exams and be confident enough while writing the paper. Before I move any further, I would like to give you a short description about the NDA setup. The NDA setup comprises of two parts. One is your UPSC and other is SSB. We are going to be focusing on the UPSC side for now. यूपीएससी के भी दो हिस्से हैं, एक है आपका मैथ्स और दूसरा है जनरल एबिलिटी टेस्ट. जनरल एबिलिटी टेस्ट जो है वो भी आगे फर्दर ब्रेक डाउन होता है दो हिस्सों में, एक है इंग्लिश और दूसरा है जनरल नॉलेज. ये दोनों ही पेपर्स आपके मैथ्स और जनरल एबिलिटी टेस्ट ये दोनों ही 300-300 ईच के हैं, माने 600 मार्क के टोटल. मैं आगे बढ़ने से पहले आपको एक छोटा सा स्टैटिस्टिक्स देना चाहूँगी कि डॉक्टर कर्नल मोहिंदर पाल सिंह के अकेडमी में जो बच्चे आए थे 17 बच्चों ने अपीयर किया इस पेपर के लिए एंड उनमें से 14 बच्चों ने खुद ही प्रिपरेशंस की है और 3 बच्चों ने कोचिंग क्लासेस ली है. तो आगे बढ़ने से पहले हम इन बच्चों से जानते हैं इनकी जानकारी, इन्होंने कैसे प्रेपरेशन की खुद से और इनका क्या कहना है अराउंड द एंटायर सेटअप फॉर अपीयरिंग द एग्जाम.
Hello everyone, I am Rohan Parashar and I recently got recommended for NDA 150 from 32 SSB Jalandhar, and today I am going to share the tactics that I used for clearing my NDA written exam twice. First, the April attempt, and second, the September attempt of 2022 while studying in my class 12th. I would like to break the strategy into three portions: Maths, GS and English. Maths is a very important portion because unless you clear the cutoff for this portion, you're not going to be evaluated further. Therefore, it is mandatory for you to clear the cutoff, and you should also make sure that you're not only scoring in a manner that is clearing the cutoff, but you're scoring considerably well so that it helps you in your merit further on. For that, you should see the chapter wise weightage of the NDA exam and start working according to that. Your prime focus should be on the chapters that you have a strong hold on and have a good weightage in this. So you should do those chapters, do the questions from those chapters in a way that if you tackle similar questions in the exam, you're able to attempt them with 100% accuracy and in the least time possible. Next, your focus should be on the chapters that are not very difficult, but also they have a good weightage in the NDA exam. So, chapters like statistics and probability, these are some of the chapters that candidates tend to not do before going to the exam, and they tend to lose marks because that they could have easily gotten had they done these chapters. So, you must do these chapters, and also you should maintain a maths formula notebook so that on the day when you're going for your exam, you're able to refer to that so that you can refer the maths formulas which come in handy in the exam. As so you see, NDA exam is all about time. So if you remember the formulas, you'll save up on time. Also, this was about NDA exam is around the corner. So these are some of the strategy tactics that you can use for yourself for clearing the exam. But in case you're planning on taking the other attempt, you can I would suggest you to do questions from books like RS Agarwal and Pathfinder. RS Agarwal primarily because it will build your concept and also give you a good practice. Now, coming on to the GS portion. GS portion is wide ranging. It has 50 questions of science and 50 questions of GK. Science is ninth and 10th level. Basically, physics, chemistry, and biology is of ninth and 10th class level. Sometimes it so happens that there are a few questions that come from the 11th and 12th syllabus in physics, but that should be okay. Generally, PCM guys find it easier to score in science as they're through with the concept. But for preparing for science, you can simply refer to your earlier notes that you must have made, or your class 9th and 10th NCRT books, or any other notes that you find online, and practice the questions of them. Now for GK, you should decide for yourself if you're willing to do all the portions, in the sense that if you are willing to do all the three, geography, history, and polity, and economics, all the subjects that there are, or there are only certain subjects that you're planning on doing. Like some of the people find history to be very lengthy, so they tend to not do it. But then you should also make sure that you're covering the weightage of history with other chapters. Like you can do polity, and also current affairs plays a very big role in it. So there, if you must have been making notes of your current affairs, but even if not, there are certain channels on YouTube which post monthly current affairs that you can use for yourself for making your notes for current affairs. They come in very handy in the exam. And for basically these chapters, I would like to tell you to do one shots, or do them in a manner. Now that exam is very close, you can do them using one shots, and then practice as many questions as you can. If you have considerable amount of time, I would like to suggest you a book called Crown Publication, General Knowledge by Crown Publications. So that is a very good book, and for doing geography you can consider that book if you have time. Otherwise, practice as many questions as you can after doing the one shot of these from YouTube. Coming on to the English portion is generally found to be scoring by most of the candidates, and they find it very easy and scoring. Therefore, you should practice more and more as much as you can. Personally, I did practice of English from certain YouTube channels and Pathfinder book. So practice as many as you can, and uh, overall, my general advice to you would be to not over attempt, to keep a check over yourself that you're not over attempting, and that you're not being falling into the trap of attempting questions that you feel might be correct. Attempt a question, in case you're in doubt in a certain question. Attempt it only on the condition that you are able to eliminate two options, and there are only two options that you can see are probable answers. Only in that case you can take chances. But in generally, overall, try and avoid taking risks. The more accuracy that you have in the ND exam, the better are you scoring. So prevent from taking on excessive or extra negative marks. Also, do as many previous year question papers as you can. Do previous year questions. NDA exam repeats, the pattern repeats each time, and it so happens that there are mostly same type of questions coming, or there are even some of the questions repeating as they had come earlier in the exam, the same way. So I would like to urge you to do the previous year questions, and for maths, basically do the second attempt of 2016 maths paper. That is considered to be a very difficult paper to have come in the NDA exam. So if you're managing to clear your cutoff in that paper, then you can be hopeful that you shall be able to clear it in your upcoming attempt as well. So these are some of the advices that I had for you. And with regards to the mode of preparation, in case you plan on taking some coaching, there are some potential online platforms like an academy that you can consider for yourself to prepare. I personally prepared on my own, took help from YouTube. Some of the concepts that were not taught in class in my school, I did them from YouTube and practiced its previous year questions. Uh, and that You can do that. And once you clear the ND exam, I think AMAS training is the best SSB coaching that I would like to recommend to anybody. And I got results from here. I am hopeful that whoever is a viewer is going to get results as well. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Hello everyone, I'm Mansi Shahi and I've cleared my SSB for NDA 150 entry from 18 SSB Allahabad. So, for how did I go for my written preparation? I would say that one thing is required: dedication and your hard work. For NDA exam, the questions are not much hard. Any aspirant who is dedicated towards his goal, he can clear the exam. For any exam, you should know what the pattern of the exam is. First, there are two questions, two paper, that is, one is mathematics and one is GAT. Mathematics is of 300 marks. The syllabus of mathematics is your 11th 12th mathematics syllabus. And for the preparation, how did I go for my preparation? So in 11th 12th I had practiced my NCRT. I was well aware of the topics. I just go for some basic concept revising on YouTube. There are various channels. You can go for one shot videos. You could look at the formula sheet and then you can practice your questions. I practice my I revise my concept and then I practice my questions. So for revising, you can go for any channel. There are various channels and where you can study from. And then for practice, I did NDA Pathfinders, my RD Sharma, and my NCRT. NCRT is very important. For your basics, need to be clear for clearing the exam. And the formulas are very important. And I also analyzed the previous year question papers. So I saw that statistics and probability have the major weightage. All the UPSC keep changing the weightage, but in my analysis, I found this. So analyzing the previous year question paper is very important in any exam. So I paid more attention to it. And for last moment, I would say that focus on your strong topics. Try to make them more stronger. Try to practice more questions on them. Paper is not hard. If you are calm, composed, and you have practice, you don't need to be worried. And I would say that practicing previous year question papers is very important, along with filling OMR sheet in that particular time, creating the environment of exam that would give you the experience of how to handle the pressure of the exam, how to go for about your question, how to deal with the paper. So at least try to practice at least one paper in a day, as for now, as for the last moment, so that you are well aware of how to handle the exam. In the exam, you won't feel that you are actually giving the exam because you have the earlier practice of giving the paper daily. And try to practice it at the same time of the day, as 10 to 12:30 you will have the exam. So practice in that time of the day. Now about GAT sections. So 200 marks English comes and 400 marks is physics, chemistry, history, geography, biology, etc. and your current affairs. So for English, if you are English medium student, you don't need to be worried for English. You just need practice. So practice from Pathfinder book, practice from any workbook, any grammar source. On internet there are various practice sheets available. You can go about that. And also to increase your vocabulary, if for vocabulary, I would say wherever you find a new word, try to look for its meaning. Try to look for antonyms, synonyms, and all the similar matching words. And then you should put them down in a notebook and you can revise. As for the last moment, there are various YouTube videos where they have many words, good collection of words. You can go about that also. And about grammar, same as in mathematics, same in grammar. You need to practice. Just practice your questions from any source you have, any book, any trusted source. You can go for that. For physics, chemistry, if you are 11 12 PCM student, you don't need to be worried. PCB student, don't need to be worried. And same for humanities students, that you don't need to be worried for your history, geography, etc. For the NCRT is your Bible. You need to know each and everything which is there. But if in the last moment you don't have the time, same YouTube videos you could go, and you should revise the NCRT. 11 12th 9 10th NCRT is very important. So practice from them, read the NCRT, see which questions can be asked, for example names of people and what all you can do. And this is how you should go for your PCM. For current affairs, if you read the newspaper daily, you will be able to do the questions. But as of now, say there are various one shot YouTube videos which you can go and search on the internet, just read about them, just analyze the previous year question paper which all questions are asked. For example, sports events like US Opens, etc. names of winners etc are asked, olympic medals etc. These things are asked in games, and which about you should know which events are going right now, about various days like environment day and which are held, and recently what was the theme of the day. So these are major things which are asked in the NDA exam. Same thing for GAT also. Practice the paper at same time of the day. Try to practice it at the same time you will have the exam. Put it along with the timer. Fill your answer sheet. Fill your OMR sheet along with. Trace back that whether you have filled the OMR sheet correctly or not. You have put the answers correctly or not. And this is all it is required. Just practice, practice, practice from any source. And previous year question papers are very, very important. Mock papers, check your mock papers. Even if you don't are not able to score much, don't be disheartened. You just need to look over your weakness and you will be able to do good for exam. Thank you.
Wow, that was inspiring, isn't it? मुझे नहीं लगता कि इतना डिफिकल्ट है। अगर इन बच्चों से हो गया, तो अगर आप भी उतनी ही मेहनत और लगन से काम करोगे, तो आप भी इनमें से एक हो सकते हो। सवाल ये है कि आप कितना कॉन्फिडेंट हो मैथ्स को लेके। अगर आपने 11th या 12th में मैथ्स नहीं लिया, तो शायद आपको ये थोड़ा-सा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है एंड मेबी एट दैट पॉइंट यू कैन ऑप्ट फॉर द कोचिंग क्लासेस। बट अगर आप मैथ्स से फ़ैमिलियर हो, सो आई गेस इट इज़ डूएबल ऑन योर ओन। आप थोड़ा-सा मेहनत, प्रैक्टिस, डेडिकेशन रोज़ डालें और कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाएँ पेपर के लिए। विदाउट विच आई डोंट थिंक कि कोई भी चीज़ पॉसिबल है। एक दिन में तो कोई सुपर हीरो बन नहीं सकता। तो इसलिए आपको उतनी ही डेडिकेशन और उतना ही सीरियसनेस एंड कमिटमेंट दिखाना ज़रूरी है। लेट अस सी नाउ व्हाट वी हैव इन स्टोर विद डॉक्टर कर्नल मोहिंदर पाल सिंह।
दोस्तों, आज हम बात कर रहे हैं इस वीडियो में कि एनडीए का रिटर्न के लिए हमें कोचिंग लेनी चाहिए या नहीं लेनी चाहिए। हाँ, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है कि आज बहुत स्टूडेंट एनडीए का रिटर्न का भी कोचिंग लेते हैं। तकरीबन 3 लाख 4 लाख बच्चे हर बार एनडीए का रिटर्न देते हैं। तो काफ़ी लोग कोचिंग लेते हैं, बट ये बिना कोचिंग के प्रिपरेशन करने वाले भी बच्चे लाखों की तादाद में हैं। मेरे को अपना एनडीए रिटर्न याद है। मैंने 1984 में मेरा ख्याल दिया था एनडीए रिटर्न, जून या जुलाई के महीने में, और उसका रिज़ल्ट आया था 1 डेढ़ महीने बाद, और अक्टूबर में मैं एसएसबी जाके क्वालिफाई किया था। तो जब रिटर्न की बात आती है तो मेरे को अपना टाइम भी याद है कि एनडीए का रिटर्न का एक फ़िक्स सिलेबस है जो कि यूपीएससी की वेबसाइट के ऊपर। मैंने उसको डाउनलोड किया, उसको देखा। उस टाइम तो वेबसाइट नहीं थी, यूपीएससी की नोटिफिकेशन आती थी, उसमें सिलेबस था। वो हमने उसके टॉपिक्स उठाए और सारा एनसीईआरटी का सिलेबस था 11th और 12th का। उससे मैथ्स पढ़ना शुरू किया, इंग्लिश ग्रामर पढ़ना शुरू किया, और जीके में खैर हमारा खुद इंटरेस्ट था। हम न्यूज़पेपर रोज़ पढ़ते थे, तो उससे जीके तो ऑलरेडी अपडेटेड था। अगर उस टाइम जीके की बुक्स भी आती थी, वो भी हम बुक्स उसको रेफर करते रहे, और 2 ढाई महीने मेरे को याद है मैंने मेहनत किया और एनडीए रिटर्न क्लियर हो गया। आज मेरे पास कई पेरेंट्स का भी कॉल आता है, कई स्टूडेंट्स का भी आता है कि सर हमें एनडीए रिटर्न की कोचिंग लेनी है, उसकी तैयारी करनी है। तो मेरा पहला सवाल उनको जवाब ये होता है कि वाई डू यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर फॉर एनडीए रिटर्न? It has got a fixed syllabus. You can download the syllabus today on UPSC website, see the topics. All the topics which are there in the written are basically from 11th and 12th NCRT books. And if you want to refer to previous year's papers, they are available on the net, or you can pick up one out guide and start preparing based on the type of question जो कि पूछे गए। सो मेरा बेसिकली ये मानना है, क्योंकि मैंने खुद भी किया है, और इस बार हमारे 17 बच्चे एमास के एनडीए एसएसबी की प्रिपरेशन के लिए मेरे पास 17 पास हुए थे। तकरीबन 34-35 बच्चे आए थे एनडीए एसएसबी की प्रिपरेशन के लिए, और 17 ने क्वालिफाई एसएसबी कर लिया था उसमें से। तो मैंने उन 17 से पूछा कि आपने किस तरह से तैयारी किया रिटर्न का। तो एसएसबी के लिए तो हमने तैयारी कराया, तो रिटर्न का तैयारी किस तरह से किया। तो 17 में से ऑलमोस्ट 14 टोल्ड मी कि सर हमने अपने आप से तैयारी किया। और ये 2 बच्चे जो आप देख रहे हो जिन्होंने वीडियो भी बना के भेजा कैसे तैयारी किया, ये भी उनमें से हैं। और बाकी हाँ, 3 ने ये भी बोला मेरे को कि हाँ सर हमने कुछ कोचिंग लिया था ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे, बट एट द एंड ऑफ इट मैंने पूछा तुम्हें वो यूज़फुल लगा? बोला सर आखिरी में तो हमने खुद ही जो मेहनत की उसी का नतीजा था कि मैंने एनडीए रिटर्न क्वालिफाई किया। तो इस तरह से मैं ये मानता हूँ कि अगर एक आप सिंसियरली एनडीए का सिलेबस देखते हुए, रिटर्न का सिलेबस देखते हुए अगर आप क्वालिफाई आप उसको परस्यू करते हैं प्रिपरेशन को, तो इट इज़ डूएबल। यू कैन डू इट ऑन योर ओन। आई पर्सनली डोंट फील दैट देयर इज अ नीड टू, यस, अनलेस यू आर नॉट हैविंग मैथ्स एज ए सब्जेक्ट इन 11th एंड 12th, आपका मैथ्स सब्जेक्ट नहीं है या आपका इंग्लिश सब्जेक्ट नहीं है, आप रीजनल लैंग्वेज बोर्ड से है, तो यस उस हालत में हो सकता है आपको स्पेसिफिकली मैथ्स के टॉपिक्स की गाइडेंस या इंग्लिश के टॉपिक्स की गाइडेंस लेनी पड़े, वो एक टोटली अलग फील्ड है। बट अगर आपने 11th और 12th में मैथ्स और इंग्लिश एज ए सब्जेक्ट है, उसी को आप सिंसियरली तैयार करें, तो आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनी नीड टू गो फॉर एक्सटर्नल कोचिंग। आप अपने आप से भी 2 से 3 घंटे रोज तैयारी करके कर सकते हैं।